Hello, it's Angela Brook here from Angela Brook Art, and today I'm going to be finishing a journal page. And this has lots of different paint on it. It has marker underneath, it has some stamping, some white stuff. It's sort of all over the place, so I just want to make it a cohesive page. And I'm going to show you how I do that. I have this cutout that I had laying around, so I decided I'm going to put this on the page because I feel like it complements it. So I'm using my regular gel mat, and I'm going to make sure my brush is dry, and I'm just going to put some on the back. If my brush is wet, it could cause my paper to buckle. So I'm just going to put some on the back, and I'm just using a Royal Nickel brush. So I'm going to put my bug kind of right there. I like those white, I like the white dots there. And I also am going to put some on the front, not as much as on the back, but I am going to put a coating over it so that way it'll stay protected. So right away this changed that page, just adding that one simple cutout. So I'm going to leave that there, but I don't really like this down here. So let me close up my matte medium and rinse my brush out real good so it doesn't get in my brush. So I have some washi tape. I kind of like washi tape to add. And whenever I put washi tape on, I like to use my Collage Pauge. It just, this tape doesn't really stay. So I'm just going to squirt some out in my palette. I'm also going to use a dry brush. So I'll probably just put some here. It doesn't matter if I put the Collage Pauge. It doesn't have to be precise. So I'm just going to go across. I want it underneath and on top of the tape. And I am using a dry brush. Once again, it does make a difference. So if I can get this open. So I like this. I chose this color because there is some turquoise already on this page, and I feel like it'll complement it. Just going to tear it off. And when I was looking at this page, I like to think of a title sometimes, and it's not super straight, and it doesn't have to, I want to cover this up so that I am going to move it because I want to cover that. There we go. I like that better. I didn't like the white mark there. And I thought some yellow would go. Just a nice plain color, just sort of a resting place for my eyes. And I'm just going to rip it. Doesn't have to be real precise. I do like it to be straight. I don't want it, all over the place, but it doesn't have to be super perfect. There we go. And I ended up folding the end over, so I'm just going to tear that off. I didn't want to do that, but there we go. So now I'm just going to go over the end, and I'm just going to leave it like that. And on top of this, I think that's enough color. And I'm just going to go over this right here. And now on this will keep it down on the page, and I'm going to put that in the water. Same thing, I don't want that sitting in my brush. So on this butterfly, or I guess it's a dragonfly. So on this bug, the thing that I like about this is that it has the paper around. So I'm going to show you a little technique I use. It is white though, so I kind of want to tone it down a little bit and make it go on the page. But the title that I got for the page is that even bugs can be art. And I'm going to use a Stabilo pencil, and I'll write it on and make sure I like it. And then if I do, I'll go on with a marker. And I'm not going to be getting where this is at, so it doesn't matter. That doesn't have to be dry. But I thought it's kind of funny because even bugs can be, and then I'm going to put down here art. And then I like it, so then I'll just go over it with a black marker when the page is laying flat. So anytime you want to write something and you don't want to, if you don't like it, you can get rid of it, or you just want it lightly, a Stabilo pencil works really nicely. So I think that's funny. Even bugs can be art. So what I'm going to do to this paper is I have some satin glazing liquid, and I have a little container. I'm just going to mix a little bit. I'm not going to need a lot, and I'm going to use equal parts. And I have the Quinacridone Magenta, the Golden Open. Put that in there. It's about equal. And once I have it in there, I'm going to use a brush. It doesn't matter what brush you use, but you do need to make sure you have baby wipes ready, because I will wipe it off with the baby wipe. So I will have a baby wipe out, and I'm going to mix that together. And I chose this color because I feel like it'll complement it. So I'm just going to cover up the bug. Don't freak out. At this point, you may think, oh my gosh, the bug is gone. The moth bug. So I don't want to get it on the white. I want to leave that white. So I'm just going to go over here. And what this is going to do is it's going to tone down the paper a little bit. So once you put it on, make sure it's covered completely. And then I'm just going to wait just a little bit until that sets a minute. The longer you wait, the stronger the color will be. So if I wipe it off right away, it's not going to leave hardly any color on there. But if I just let it sit a little bit, you know, I'm just rinsing my brush out. So that way I don't have any of that glazing in my brush. So then I'm going to take my baby wipe. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. You just kind of wipe off as much as you want. So I feel like it sort of makes it go, it embeds it kind of in the page, sets it off. And your gel medium doesn't have to be super dry either. That doesn't matter. I didn't use a whole lot, so it dries pretty quick. So, you know, underneath isn't dry yet, but that's not going to be affected. So I can wipe off as much as I'd like, or I can leave it. So now instead of this white paper, I have sort of a stained look. You can make patterns in there, so if you're going straight across, and I do want the bug to show. So that is it. That will be my bug page. And then I would go around it with a marker as a border. I always like to border my pages once it's completely dry. I will go around it and border it. So this was a page that I really didn't like. It was okay, but now I feel like this bug really added to it. And I like the washi tape set it off, and it'll dry. Once I close the book later on the road, it will press that down. And if you have some on there that you don't like, you just wipe it off. So that is it, and thank you for stopping by. And happy creating. Keep journaling.